Capital city of Abu Dhabi. Jeff, we have a very different type of racetrack here tonight. How do you think that's going to affect the championship?
Well, so our 2 points leaders, Tomac and McElrath, they have earned pretty good points leads, but they haven't faced the challenge of what is built into Etihad Arena. We have 6.5 racing lanes stuffed into this small racetrack. The starting line is outside, and wait till you see the length of that. The start could be just that, factor that can throw our points leaders off and close this thing up before we wrap up both of these titles.
Eli Tomac leads the points coming into the round here at Etihad Arena in the WSX category. Earlier, our third member of our broadcast crew, Kristen Beat, had a chance to chat with him.
Eli, in Perth, you won 7 of 8 races, now looking towards what could be a World Supercross Championship, but the variable you can't control, the chaos here in Abu Dhabi. Are you ready for it?
I am, and we're going to have a tight racetrack, but it's what we're dealt with. So my mindset right now is to go out there in qualifying and get that good qualifying spot, and hopefully that means a good gate position, which helps you out to get in front of the race early. So that's what's on my mind right now.
With limited passing options, how do you strategize?
Well, my strategy right now is if I'm in that position up front is to cover the inside early in the race. It's something you got to do in this environment because a lot of times on these tight environments, the only place to make the move is on the inside.
Thanks so much, Eli.
Well, in the SX2 category, it's another American, Shane McElrath, who won this championship in 2022, looking to get his second title in 2024. Here's a look at the standings for the SX2 championship, and Jeff, he's got a fairly healthy lead coming into Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, it looks like about 57 points if my math is right, and Schock and Lopes have been so good. Schock has got a win just last race when we were in Australia, and Lopes has been super strong. Cole Thompson has been one of your fastest riders, and you just wonder if here in Abu Dhabi on this small track, he can have a breakout win.
Yeah, again, the tight confines here at Etihad Arena could turn one of these championships upside down in a hurry. Here's a look at those WSX points, where the current points leader, Eli Tomac, is up on top of the two-time and reigning champion, Ken Roczen. Now let's talk about the format for tonight's racing, Jeff.
Well, we had qualifying earlier today. Then we start with Superpole. Top 4 qualifiers in each go to Superpole, SX2, WSX. Then we have 3 8-lap main event GP races in each class. At the end of all that, top 8 in SX2, that's the 250s. Top 8 in the WSX, that's the 450s. We mix them together for one final race, the super final, with 12 laps.
Should make for a great night of racing here inside of Etihad Arena. You can see we are getting ready for Superpole. First up will be the SX2 category. Some of the fans have made their way inside the arena here, all set to go. Looking for an exciting night of racing, guys, so are we. So, Jeff, talking about Superpole, top 4 in qualifying, competing for points as well as gate picks.
Yeah, so your fastest rider in Superpole will get 5 championship points, second 3, third 1, and if you're fourth, 0 points, but you are 4th fastest going into the mains.
This is Colin Park, who is out first.
So he's on his warm-up lap. Each rider will get a warm-up, and then that's it. Hot lap, Superpole, and Colin Park, Moto Concepts Racing, who with each and every race, he has gotten better. Track is fresh. JetWorks has cleaned this track up, smoothed it out, cleaned up all the ruts. I'd like to say that the whoops are going to be the fastest they'll be all night, but the turns are going to be a little bit slippery for Park as he's first went out. Here we go. First rider of the night.
Colin Park is the 2022 AMA 250 Supercross Rookie of the Year. So he will be setting the bar here for the SX2 category. He's got just 1 lap to get it done. Through this rhythm lane.
First time out of the stadium. Just a small little section, really hard packed and slippery. Hit this single, one more single, and then blast across the whoops. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, he attacked those hard, didn't he?
Yeah, that was good.
It's going to be very technical tonight, isn't it?
It is, and the track's going to be great right now for Park.
Finish line jump, and he clocks in with a 40.617. That is now the time to beat 40.617 as our next rider is out on the track. Looks like it's Enzo Lopes on the Rick Ware Racing entry, number 16.
He had his warm-up lap, and now it's all about laying down that fast lap, and you can see the turns are going to be a little bit fresh, okay? No real grooves or ruts that have cut into those bolt turns yet. Maybe a little disadvantage when you're one of the earlier riders out, but as we get through this and work into our WSX Super Pole, those turns are going to be a little quicker.
He was just quicker than Park in Sector 2. He just ran his best time in Sector 3. Let's see what he does as he finishes this lap. Here he is, checkered flag. And he clocks in with a 40.090 and goes to the top of the board.
Wow, 0.6 of a second on this track is quite a bit. That was a great lap by Lopes. Now the qualifying laps have been even quicker than that.
Now the reason why the number 12 has the red number plate, because he is the current points leader in the SX2 category. The former champion Shane McElrath out of the United States, riding on the Firepower Honda for Yariv Konski.
And you can see in the background his teammate Cole Thompson is out on his warm-up lap as McElrath is trying to lay down his hot lap and win this Super Pole.
Personal best in Sector 1, quickest so far in Sector 2. He might be challenging Lopes here. Quicker still in Sector 3. McElrath on a heater, and he won both Super Poles in Australia. Maybe he's on a bit of a momentum streak here.
There it is.
And he goes to number 1 with a 39.237. 39.237. Jeff, that is a blistering pace.
Yeah, 0.8 of a second quicker than anyone else. Well, here we go, our final one. Cole Thompson,
who
out of Australia.
happens to be Shane McElrath's teammate in the Firepower Honda. He ran his personal best now in Sector 1. He's the only rider to have made Super Pole in every event so far this year, Cole Thompson.
Well, and Thompson, when it seems like each race we go to, the first free practice that they're on the track, it seems like he's always the quickest. So he adapts to the track quicker than anyone else.
He went personal best Sector 1, overall best in Sector 2, personal best in Sector 3. Here's the finish line. And he goes to number 2 with a 39.736. So it's the third Super Pole of the year for Shane McElrath with a 39.237. Let's go down trackside. Here's Kristen Beat.
Shane, you were second in qualifying. Where did you find a faster line for Super Pole?
Honestly, I could send it pretty good into the whoops that time. The wall is a lot steeper than when we were out there earlier, but yeah, the track's in a lot better condition than qualifying too. So finally getting worked in. We've had a lot of riding on it today, so praise the Lord. That's a good start to the night.
Well done, Shane. And guys, he was referring to the wall on entry into the stadium. They made it a little steeper to slow the guys down off the start.
Well, it didn't slow him down much at all, did it, Jeff? He put in a blistering lap as we take a look at Shane McElrath over the finish line jump.
Yeah, laying it down, and he really has been the cream of the crop here in this SX2 division. He's made very little mistakes. Starts have been great, and I mean, it's a tough combination beat. He's right there on the doorstep, though, of winning his second World Championship in the SX2 division, but he still has to get through 3 GP races and the super final here tonight.
That's
and
right.
What our viewers have not seen is the starting line that we have outside of Etihad Arena. It's tiny, and it's going to be a really tough, section to get the whole shot on and set yourself up good for the races. So we still haven't executed the start yet, but the laps, McElrath's got it dialed.
Well, getting ready now for WSX Super Pole. First rider on the track, it's the number 17 of Joey Savacci on another one of the Firepower Hondas.
Joey got him a win in Australia. Has been good here in this stadium in the past, I think last year. Riding with a lot of confidence.
Joey won the Super Pole, the first event in Perth, the Saturday night race, the 2019 AMA 450 Supercross Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, the tough thing about Super Pole, well, one thing is that you've been sitting around for a few hours, and now you're trying to get warmed back up. It's a fresh track, but it's also, you're the only one out there, and it's a really unique sensation to be a racer when you're so used to having other bikes on the track. But Super Pole, all eyes are on you. And as a rider, you got to block that out. But sometimes it can make you a little nervous and cause you to make a mistake.
And Joey setting the bar now here in WSX Super Pole.
Yeah, that wall coming in the stadium is definitely steeper.
And Joey, the winner here in Abu Dhabi just a year ago. And look at this, Formula One superstar George Russell in the house tonight watching the action. Great to have the Mercedes racer here as Joey sets the pole with a 38.882. 38.882. And Joey probably got a lot more airtime, Jeff. And George is hoping to get this coming weekend at the Yas Marina circuit. Here's the two-time and reigning World Supercross champion in the WSX category, the great Ken Roczen from Germany on the bike. The Pikes Motorsports Group Suzuki, backed by Progressive.
Yeah, Ken Roczen is really good when it comes to Super Pole. Growing up in Europe from a very young age, they were always conditioned to having to go out and set a fast lap in qualifying. And I believe he's got one Super Pole this year, right, Ralph?
Yeah, in Vancouver, the season opener.
Triple right here. Other riders haven't done that. He's taking the wide line, trying to get a little more momentum. Here comes the finish.
Checkered flag, and for Roczen, how about number one with a 38.664. So he knocks 2/10 off of Savacci's time. But we still have to see two more riders, and it looks like it will be Greg Aranda up first on the number 20. He rides for Team GSM on the Yamaha.
Yeah, the French rider has been great so far today. I feel like each and every round of World Supercross, he has gotten better, he's gotten quicker, and this is the second time that he's been in Super Pole this year. But the big thing is that Aranda is really good on these small tracks. Oh, I haven't seen anybody triple that all day. Aranda waiting to uncork that for Super Pole. Okay. He rides, oh, he goes down hard.
No.
Oh.
Aranda giving it his all, and he goes down hard here in the final Super Pole of the year.
Wow, and he hits the triple jump and goes too far to the right. Watch what happens here. He jumps a little bit too far to the right with the inside the turn. It gets too close to the berm on the other side. It just kind of, front end kind of comes out of his hands a little bit.
Hard
and he goes down.
And now it's Eli Tomac, the points leader, the two-time AMA Supercross champion, looking for his first World Supercross championship here hopefully in 2024. He won the Super Pole, the second race in Australia, which was contested on a Sunday afternoon in the heat.
Oh, he triples it also.
He did.
Yeah. Track's going to be good. This is quick.
He just ran quickest of all in Sector 1. Tomac working through Sector 2. Here's that wall jump.
Oh, yeah, it's steep. Watch him blitz these whoops.
Personal best in Sector
fast.
2.
Triple, yep, uh-oh.
Personal best in Sector 3.
Gonna be hard to beat.
Final corner coming up. Finish line jump, Tomac. Yes!
Got it.
38.420. 38.420. He beats Roczen by 0.2 of a second to take another 5 points, Jeff, out of the Super Pole, and he'll get the number one gate pick.
I mean, think about that. Only 0.4 of a second between first and third. And Aranda, he could have been up there too. He was flying today. That was tight.
That was very tight, and that's the way we expect it to be here all night long at Etihad Arena. Let's take a look at the replay. Here's Tomac over that finish line jump on the CDR Yamaha, supported by Star Racing, the Craig Dack Racing entry. And we are going to step away for a quick break from here at Etihad Arena. Stay with us. More action coming your way from Abu Dhabi. Back to the action here at Abu Dhabi. The fans filling up the Etihad Arena getting ready for some more World Supercross action. And let's take a look at the points now, Jeff. This is the points, how they break out from Superpole. So Tomac gets 5, Roczen 3, Savatgy gets 1. Arana gets no points, but he will get the 4th gate pick, and we go to Kristen.
Eli, during that Superpole lap, you tripled. Was that the first time you tripled all day?
That's right. That was the first time I was able to get this triple out of the turn after the return straight. So that was really nice. And then the track is just so much better than earlier in qualifying. So we've got a lot more speed going on right now, and just ready to get out there racing.
It looked like you were scrubbing the bike a little more stylistically than we had seen during practice. Was that style or was that strategy, trying to scrub off a little time?
It's just smooth right now, so you can go full send.
How are you anticipating this hostile battle that we'll for sure see as the GP races loom?
The only thing I'm concerned about is that start, getting out front.
So important getting the start here tonight. Eli's ready to get back to the paddock, work on his bike, and get back out here for those GP races, gentlemen.
Jeff, do you think he uses that triple in the opening lap to try to get a bit of a gap if he can?
Yeah, if you've got the lead, I mean, that's going to be the fastest line. But we'll see how the 250s tear it up in their first race.
Here's a look at the Superpole winners for 2024. Tomac gets 2 of them. Roczen and Savatgy split the other 2. Those are 5 bonus points each round that make a big difference. That's 10 points for Tomac.
It does. It definitely puts some emphasis on going out there, getting warmed up before you get out for Superpole and ready to just hammer it once it's your lap.
Good looking crowd all filling in here to Etihad Arena. Got their cold drinks, got some food, probably got some merchandise as well, Jeff. Ready to watch the best in the world crown some champions here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a wonderful race week here at Yaz Island. Formula One starting tomorrow, and a lot of great fans here that just really appreciate racing, and it's like having World Supercross here on a Wednesday night of all times is a really great treat for them.
Taking a look at some of the category leaders.
I mean, it's no surprise you're seeing Eli Tomac and Shane McElrath's name up there quite a bit.
Almost everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
As you would expect with the 2 championship leaders. Beautiful look at the Etihad Arena here on the Yas Marina Island. There's Shane McElrath getting ready to hopefully claim that SX2 championship for the 2nd time in his career. He is the points leader coming into the night. The rider out of North Carolina, the United States, looking to be world champ once again and change that jersey number from 12 to 1. There's a look at it for the Firepower Honda rider on top of the point standings above 2 Rick Ware Racing riders, Cody Schock and Enzo Lopes, who've been hot on his tail, Jeff.
What it's going to take to beat Shane McElrath tonight is great starts. You have got to get out front of McElrath and make him have to work for it.
Here's what they pretty much have to do, as you're saying. Keys to the championship.
Yeah, McElrath, keep doing what he's doing. Schock, ride like he did in Perth. Shock the world. Lopes, ride like a champion with the Brazilian flair. And Thompson, he's great off the starts too. He can win a race tonight.
And don't forget, Schock and Lopes, teammates, separated by just 1 point in the standings. So it could be a pretty interesting battle between those 2 to see who gets second in the championship, if not the overall title.
I'm not where the Arby's, I don't know where the Arby's riders lined up, but if I was them, I would have McElrath in between us, right?
Yes.
Lopes on one side, Schock on the other, try to gate him and just sandwich him out there and put him back, and wait till you see how short this start is.
Kristen getting ready for the first GP race of the night. It will be an SX2 category event.
Well, Jeff, it's interesting you say that. McElrath is in fact sandwiched between 2 other very competitive riders, Cole Thompson and Enzo Lopes.
Yeah, we can see it to the far right of the gate there, just past the inside of the doghouse, which is the center section of the start gate area. Jeff, all these bikes are now mounted up on top of a steel plate, and that's going to help them get a good drive off the gate when that gate drops back towards them.
Yeah, if you look on the left side of our screen right there, the number 7 and Noah Viney, he's on the outside, but it'll be tough to see if the riders actually fully disengage the clutch all the way before they get to the first turn because it's that short.
Goggles are on. The revs are coming up. We're clicked into gear. The 30-second board is about to come down and we'll be underway racing for the first event here inside the Etihad Arena. Here we go. Season finale about to get underway with SX2 from Abu Dhabi. And it's going to be Colin Park coming out with the whole shot of the 43. And McElrath is right there with him, looking to get to the inside of the 12.
Oh, he got him already. McElrath squares up the turn and takes the lead.
McElrath, the points leader, trying to put an exclamation mark on this one quickly here tonight in Abu Dhabi.
Schock is 3rd, Lopes is 4th, Thompson 5th. These riders that are 2nd through 4th in points, they needed to get out early and get McElrath behind them, but the veteran was just too sharp.
He played it perfectly. Didn't get caught up in any of the mess in the first corner. Here's that wall jump. Oh, McElrath with the bobble over the wall jump. Jeff, he almost went into the wall.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem right there. Oh, Schock goes for a wall ride.
That is what we were expecting out of this racetrack. Who knows what it's going to deliver here tonight?
Well, and that's nerves too, right? Your first race of the night, you're getting out there, you realize what's happening. Oh, Thompson's gotten past Lopes.
Yep, Thompson on the 2, Lopes on the 16. That is a fight for 4th, and don't forget Schock is up in 3rd, and he's 1 point up on Lopes in the championship fight for 2nd place in the championship.
Well, and just behind that group is Desprez out of France. The French riders are very good at small racetracks like this. Just a week ago at their national championship, they had a racetrack that was only 20 or 21 seconds long. This is 40. So they're very comfortable in these tight confines of Etihad Arena. So I look for Desprez, Malin, Fonve to be really good tonight.
Colin Park doing a great job running in 2nd, about a 1.5 seconds behind McElrath at this stage as we close in on the halfway point of GP race number 1 for SX2.
The track's going to start getting broken in a little bit. We're going to see a few ruts start to form in the turns, a few lines. The whoop's going to start to get chewed up just a little bit, but they're going to be good for about the next probably 2 races.
This is one of the bright starts of the season. Cody Schock of the number 69 Rick Ware Racing RB's back machine. Schock really coming into his own in this World Championship this year, Jeff.
He certainly has. And last time around, he was a 40.3. McElrath was about 0.4 of a second quicker, so not much. But Schock needs to turn faster lap times than the leader, where he's going to see McElrath just wheelie away. Great ride for a rider in 2nd, that number 43, the MCR rider, Colin Park. He's gotten better each one of these races, like he's more comfortable with the bike, more comfortable with this championship, and really starting to show what he can do.
And Cody Schock was on the podium in both rounds in Perth, Jeff, at our last events. He was 3rd on the first night and 2nd on the Sunday day race. So Cody Schock looking to get one more step up on the podium in the overall. Kristen, what can you tell us?
Park, he spent a great deal of his primary years racing on tight circuits like this. I asked him today how he's feeling. He said more confident than I have all season long, and it's showing in his racing right now.
And here's Thompson trying to hold off Lopes. And there's Desprez on the 141 trying to close in the French rider.
Oh, got the hops right there. Lopes got the front wheel low in the whoop section. And you can see when the track starts to go away later on tonight, you'll see a little more passing on most of the track. Right now, getting track position off the start was the first thing. And really the whoop section might be the only place that you're going to see any passes happen. So coming out from outside back into the stadium, you got to be right on the rider in front of you and absolutely hammer it going through the whoops. Look how close Lopes is right now.
Lopes could get over the wall quick enough. Can he get through the whoops good? Yes, he does. That'll help him stay right there with Thompson as we quickly wind this one down.
Yeah, track the go. Here we go. Looks to the inside.
Oh, he gets right into him. There was contact there, but he backed off and let Thompson gather it back up.
That's what it's going to take, Ralph. You can see they've been single file most of this race, or GP race 1, and now you can see Lopes going, okay, last lap, I got to make something happen. It's either through the whoops or that 180 left-hander before the finish. And look how tight Lopes is on Thompson now.
He is right there. Again, Thompson gets over the wall jump better than Lopes, but Lopes has a good line through the whoops.
Yeah, but see how Thompson goes down the left side of the whoops, guarding the inside line, so it's not going to happen.
Nothing is affecting this rider here, Shane McElrath, 2022 champion. Looking to get his second title here tonight, dominating SX2 GP race number 1.
3.7-second lead, got out front, did what he had to do to get a clear track, gaining more championship points, trying to wrap this baby up early before we get to that super final, because you never know what's going to happen then once we mix the 250s together with the 450s.
McElrath on his way to what would be his 7th GP win of the year. There it is, checkered flag, and he lights the candles, Shane McElrath. Taking SX2 GP1 here in Abu Dhabi. Colin Park puts in a spirited ride to take second. Cody Schock and Cole Thompson and Maxime Desprez round out the top 5.
Lopes went down on the final lap through the whoops, took him out of the top 5.
He was going for it. He knew he had to give it his all and really twist the wrist going into that last run through the whoops, and it cost him. The Rick Ware Racing rider disappointed down in 11th. Taking a look at the round points now, Jeff, this will help set you up for a shot at getting into Superpole. You have to be above that red line, 8th or better, and right now it's McElrath, Park, Schock, Desprez, Malin, Fonvo, and you see, well, the first GP race of the evening is done. Let's go down trackside and meet the winner. Here's Shane McElrath with Kristen.
Shane, first I have to ask you, going over the wall on entry back into the stadium, a little error, but you salvaged it. What did you learn in that moment?
Yeah, honestly, the wall is really steep. They steepen it up before the Super Bowl, so it's pretty tricky to get over. Like you have to be really patient. So yeah, praise the Lord. That was a good start to the night. This Firepower Frothlana team, we're in a good spot, and yeah, Quad Lock Fly Racing X brand, we're ready to keep this momentum going.
Riders making some unfamiliar adjustments tonight. You actually raised the rear end of the bike to shorten it up and get better turning, but is that affecting you in the whoop section? Are you feeling it there?
Honestly, I think it helped in the whoops too. We also softened it up. So yeah, raising the rear, get it to turn a little bit and softening it up, and because we're not going that fast. So yeah, trying to get it to work the best that it can on this track.
How are you adapting to that change in speed, having to race but yet still manage your speed for the corners?
It's all about patience tonight. Like coming into the corners, it's easy to override them. So yeah, we got to keep that going.
Shane, well done. We will see you in GP race number 2. Shane McElrath picking up right where he left off, gentlemen.
Jeff, these riders are going to be chasing these bikes in this racetrack all night as we take a look at the highlights from GP race number 1.
Yeah, such a short start. You see Ryder Kingsford, the Australian rider, gets pushed off the track. Park with a great hole shot, but he just goes a little wide. McElrath got aggressive early and made it count. Schock goes for a little bit of a wild ride there, but kept it on 2 wheels.
I thought that was going to take him out. And here they come jumping back in. Here's Colin Park, who really put in a good ride through that GP.
Yeah, he certainly did. But Lopes right here was just, he needed to do something big to try to pick up a position with 1 lap to go. But he goes down on the final lap through the whoops.
And Shane McElrath takes the win in GP race number 1. And he has dominated this championship in SX2. Here's a look at the stats for the 2022 champion. Turned pro back in 2013. 6 overall wins, 10 race wins, and 6 podiums in his SX2 career, and maybe a second championship coming here later tonight.
Yeah, and if you're McElrath, you just keep the blinders on, keep doing what you're doing. the other competitors, they got to do something off the start and knock him off of his game and get him to think about something other than what he wants to. But it's hard to do when a rider's this dialed in and this focused.
Going to be hard to top him here tonight.
Surface and the track that is always changing. So it is one of those things.
Eli Tomac, the points leader with the red number plate, the WSX category, the premier class, the 450s in World Supercross Championship competition, the two-time AMA champ joining full-time the World Supercross Championship for the first time in his career. And he's looking to get his first FIM World Supercross title. And he's got a points lead over the two-time and reigning champ, Ken Roczen. And how about the keys to winning this championship here tonight, Jeff?
Yeah, well, once again, Tomac, just stay sharp and steady, do what he does. Roczen has got to get a start. He's got to somehow shake Tomac's concentration. Savatgy has been fast. He knows how to lay down a hot lap, but he's got to get aggressive. Once again, off the start, and Oldenburg, a whole shot would do him wonders, because if he gets out front, he's got the speed to win one of these races also.
Here's a look at the starting lineup. It's great to see Aaron Tanti here with us on one of the froth-back Firepower Hondas. First time he's raced with us as a fill-in rider tonight.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, so good to have him back. Filling in for the injured Dean Wilson, who suffered an injury in the Superpole race at Perth 2 just a week and a half ago.
Riders are in the gates, ready to go, keeping an eye on the 30-second board.
I mean, surely with the 450s, it's like, I mean, maybe first gear and just try to get over the front of the bike.
Here we go, ready for the gate drop, and we're underway. Great start for the number 4, Vince Freezy.
And not a good start for Tomac.
And right there with Freezy is Savatgy up to 17, and here comes Roczen on the 1. Roczen getting inside of Oldenburg on the 48. Freezy out front right now.
Tomac about 5th or 6th, I believe it is.
There he is,
just
yep.
behind Brees.
Eli's going to have to get going on that number 3 if he wants to win this one. Meanwhile, everybody chasing Vince Freezy, who just nailed the start.
Well, and Freezy's teammate is Ryan Brees, the rider just in front of Tomac. Brees has been fantastic here tonight, and Brees is even really good through the whoops here today. I was talking to him earlier, his entry speed is really quick, so that's going to put a lot of pressure on Tomac to have to go even harder through the whoops to try to make a move.
And Jeff Freezy does very well inside Etihad Arena. Last year, he was 3rd up on the podium.
Well, and everybody's going to stack up right here. Savatgy closing up on Freezy. We know Freezy guards those insides. It's going to be tough to get by. Roczen sliding around the Suzuki, trying to find some traction. Entry speed to the whoops is the key to winning this race and getting out front. Oh, Freezy almost goes down.
He did. Savatgy couldn't capitalize. Roczen's still right there. There's Oldenburg on the 48 as they go back inside the building.
Freezy's
Savatgy
lines.
looking outside.
See how Freezy runs through the middle of the track right there?
Oh, Roczen gets into Savatgy.
Hey, this is exactly what we thought was going to have to happen here inside Etihad Arena. And now that the racing's starting to intensify, you've got Roczen, who needs the points. He needs to win this thing. And he knows that Eli Tomac's only back in 5th place right now. That would help big time to closing that points gap.
Savatgy was the overall winner here. Here it goes. Roczen gets right up alongside of Savatgy, but can't get the power to the ground. Roczen's got to find another way around Savatgy. Pulls up alongside of him, cuts to the inside, gets Freezy, and Savatgy gets into both of them, and he gets stuck on the top box.
That's going to put Roczen back in 5th.
And Tomac gets around, now Savatgy gets around Freezy. There he is. Savatgy, the winner here a year ago, back out in front in GP race number 1 for the WSX category.
Watch what happens right here is Roczen goes for gold right here. He goes all the way to the inside. He was on a different jump rhythm and got into the back of Freezy. That was all on Roczen being too aggressive, and it cost him. Now he's back in fifth.
And Freezy trying to find a line now that'll give him a shot at getting back around Savatgy while Joey starts to stretch it out a little bit.
Halfway through this race, Ralph, and Tomac is only in fourth. He's got to be patient, though. Remember, the big picture is the World Championship, and he's got to not make any big mistakes. He's got points to work with. He doesn't have to win.
Here he comes inside on Oldenburg. Hasn't passed. Put Tomac up to third.
And Aranda is a Super Pole, and Tomac, Super Pole earlier, and now it's the only time.
Oh, Savatgy's down. Joey Savatgy crashes out of the lead, and Roczen goes back by. And Roczen gets past Oldenburg. So Roczen is right on the heels now of Tomac.
Uh-oh, watch this. Oh, Oldenburg has to check up. Wow, that is a gift. Absolute gift right there for Tomac to have Roczen make the mistake. Savatgy go down with the lead, and Tomac is just letting the race come to him right here. Watch this.
Can Freezy hold off Tomac? That's going to be the challenge for the number 4.
Only a couple to go here. Tight track. Freezy rides the insides.
He's got the 2-time AMA champion right on his fender.
See how Freezy goes to the left in the whoops? He's like, you may go by me in the whoops, but you're going to have to take the wide line, the outside. Freezy riding a very strategic race right now. His speed is really good, but we are just going to be 1 lap to go here. 2 laps to go, excuse me.
Freezy's going to make you earn it, that's for sure.
Well, and the good thing for Freezy, is that Roczen is now catching up to the back of Tomac, because Tomac's going to have to think about what's behind him and not just focus on what's in front.
Freezy has 1 GP race win in the WSX category. Came in Birmingham a year ago at Villa Park, and he's holding off Tomac and Roczen. He's doing a great job here in Abu Dhabi.
Here's Roczen to the inside.
Oh, Roczen comes alongside Tomac, and he's got him. He's up to second. These 2 great champions battling to try to have a shot at Freezy on the final lap here.
Ralph, watch this next section. If Tomac can triple out of the turn and get to the inside, oh, Roczen
he goes
pops the triple too.
And they both do the triple. And Freezy continues to hang on out front.
Wow, what a big win it would be. Freezy has had some pretty good starts this year, but his speed in the races has not been maybe as quick as last year, but this is a heck of a ride for the Moto Concepts Honda rider. Couple turns to go.
Here they go through the final rhythm lane. Roczen giving it his all. Here's Freezy, final corner. And then Freezy lights the candles with a GP race victory here in Abu Dhabi at the Etihad Arena. His career's 2nd GP race win.
Wow, that was awesome. And how about Ken Roczen? Making the mistake, going back to 5th, riding back up and actually past Tomac.
Incredible heart.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just a couple of championship points difference, but he's got to do everything he can. He's got to try to finish in front of Tomac every moto.
And Savatgy will finish 4th, and Oldenburg will take the 5th position in that one. Wow, what a race for those guys. And Vince Freezy gets his 2nd career GP race victory in the WSX category. First one coming a year ago in the summer at Aston Villa. Here's a look at the round points. Again, this will pick our 8 riders from WSX going to the super final. So it's Freezy, Roczen, Tomac, Savatgy, Oldenburg, Moss, Priest, and Bourdon. And that also includes the points from Superpole. Kristen, what an incredible ride by Vince Freezy. Boy, did he earn that victory.
Managing mistakes, the name of the game here tonight. Vince, you're able to capitalize on others' mistakes, but also race an incredibly defensive race. How are you able to manage that mentally?
Yeah, that was awesome. I've been telling the guys I can win one of these for a while now, and haven't really been close. So to finally go get it done here tonight feels awesome. Got 3 more to go like that. I feel confident. Track's slippery. The sun went down since we raced last, so it's hard to see some of the grooves back there. And yeah, Joey, I think, got caught out by 1. I almost got caught out by 1. And yeah, it just kind of fell my way. I got to start, made it happen. But yeah, the guys are riding rough with me. I love that. There's going to be some more bar banging here tonight, and you guys are in for a good show.
Vince, well done. As we look towards the second GP race, what were you able to learn, data collected on that first track run?
Yeah, really trying to pick up places where passes can be made. Obviously, Kenny ran it in hard on me. Joey capitalized on me getting bumped by Kenny, and yeah, a couple little areas I could pick up the speed a little bit, but I'm looking forward to these next 3.
We are looking forward to them as well. Congratulations, Vince.
One thing you are not going to do is intimidate Vince Friese with a little bit of bar banging. Not a problem at all, and we expect a lot of that here tonight. Here's the highlights, and Friese just nailed the start. As you see this group of riders getting caught there in that first corner, coming back into the stadium. Roxy getting inside of Oldenburg, got around Mitchell, and then Roxon going after Savacci. And Tomac, you can see back there on the 3 with a bad start. He's going to have to be much cleaner than that on his starts here if he wants to get a GP race win or a super final win tonight. Meanwhile, everybody was chasing Friese. Here's Roxon getting into Friese. That caused his big problem. Everybody getting past him, including Tomac. And then he had to come fighting back, and Roxon did just that. He catches Tomac, gets inside of him, and passes the Yamaha rider. But it's Friese who puts a great offensive and defensive game plan together and takes the win in GP race number 1.
And you just wonder if, as you get a little bit closer to this, McElrath's got a nice points lead. How much will he push it? Will Thompson, Schock, Lopes, some of those riders just lay it all on the line here as we get closer to the super final, try to win one of these races of their own, stack up enough points to be the winner of the GP here in Abu Dhabi.
Here's your starting lineup. Everybody back to run again. Phil Nicoletti on the CDR Yamaha supported by Star Racing. That's an interesting entry. Phil was a rider who had retired earlier this year. They needed a fill-in rider, and here he is in Abu Dhabi all of a sudden.
Yeah, Caleb Barham broke his wrist last week in Perth, and so they needed to find somebody, and Nicoletti in retirement said, okay, yeah, I'll go.
Off the couch and on to Abu Dhabi. And here's the round points again. These are the 8 riders above that red line right now out of the SX2 category who are qualified so far for the super final.
And keep your eye on the 3 French riders, Despres, Fonbea, Malin. They are really good on these small tracks, and all it's going to take is a hole shot by one of those riders, and they can win one of these GP races, being 8 laps, get the start, ride a wide bike, guard the insides, and take that checkers just like Vince Friese did in our WSX race 1.
And you see Noah Viney on the 7 right there.
All the riders have their pre-race routine, the things that they go through. You try to duplicate that, do the same thing every time. Channel and focus everything down to the gate drop.
We'll be watching that 30-second board to turn sideways and exit the racetrack. Here we go. Click into gear. Waiting for the gate drop here in Abu Dhabi. We're underway. And it's going to be McElrath getting the whole shot on the 12. First one into the
Schock
arena.
is down. Cody Schock is down in the first turn. Another rider, I'm not sure who was with him.
Schock is down, but
Julian LeBeau
right there on the 69. Finally getting underway. McElrath, meanwhile, out front, but he's getting pressure already from behind. Looks like Enzo Lopes may be putting the pressure on.
Well, and remember, Lopes crashed on the last lap of race 1 in the whoop section, just a few turns from the finish, and you wonder if he's just fired up and disappointed that he made that big mistake, and he's going to go out and try to give McElrath more than he can handle.
That is Lopes on the 16. And Jeff, as you predicted, the 141, the French rider,
same spot down. Ralph, that's the same spot that he crashed in.
He's up and going again, but boy, it cost him a lot of spots.
Nicoletti's going to be just in front of him, so that's going to put Lopes back in 8th.
All the way from 2nd to 8th. And Despres, the French rider, Maxime Despres that you talked about, French rider so good on these tighter tracks. He's now up to 2nd on the 141. McElrath in front of him, and McElrath's teammate, Thompson, Thompson right behind him in third.
Well, and the riders in first and third, McElrath and Thompson, and that Firepower Honda team out of Australia. Spoke with their team manager, Yuriv Konski, earlier, and he's just been so excited about how this whole team has came together this season. He's like, it's a lot of work because you've got 4 riders, 4 mechanics, everyone involved here. You're traveling a lot of people to these events, but he has been really happy with this 250 team.
Thompson trying to size up Desprez, see if he can get around him. Here's your round points as they run. Again, talking about the top 8 riders that are fighting to get into the super final. Desprez is in a position. Nicoletti, hey, if he can make it off the couch and into the super final, that's pretty good, Jeff.
Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, Phil, he's pretty good at riding Supercross, and he just dialed him up, and he was ready to go. But I tell you, when I'm sitting here watching Cole Thompson right here, the number 2 on that red Honda, as he was trying to close up on the back of the blue bike here, Desprez, okay? For him to make a pass through the whoops, you've got to be, uh-oh, we got a little banger going right here. Kelly gives up the spot to Lopes. So what I was going to say is that if you're going to make a pass in the whoops, coming from the outside in, you've got to be right on the rear wheel. But this wall jump has been really difficult for riders to stay super close. And I think one of it is because if you're the rider behind, you don't want to tap the rear tire of the rider in front of you. Plus, you're getting a mouthful of dirt when you come over that little wall jump, that little single. The rider in front of you just roosts you big time, and it creates a little bit of separation heading into the whoops.
There's Kelly. Lopes trying to stay above the cut line, keep himself in contention for the super final, last race of the night. Again, the super final is when we match the top 8 SX2 riders against the top 8 450 WSX riders for one final event of the night.
Pretty solid ride for Derek Kelly here, the 58. That's that Pipes Motorsports Group Suzuki. Running in 7th right now. He's got his hands full with Nicoletti.
And Nicoletti turned pro back in 2006, was the 2019 Canadian 450 motocross champion.
Look what we have here. Another French rider, Bryce Mylan, the number 31, starting to turn up the heat on Enzo Lopes. Watch and see what he can do. If he can be close enough coming out of the stadium here, he might be able to make a move through the whoops. I think really that's going to be the key part. Look how much time he lost.
Oh, we got one off here. That's the 7. That's Viney. And Bryce, as you talked about, Jeff, the 2024 French Elite Motocross champion. Or I should say he was 8th in that championship this year. Here's Lopes. And now we see Chisholm on the 11.
Going to look at Kingsford, the Australian rider. He sets back in 10th. Just behind the 11 here, Kyle Chisholm.
Chisholm, a longtime competitor out of the United States.
I mean, purely based off of his age and how long he's been riding as a professional, he might have the most laps as a professional than anyone in the stadium.
He turned pro in 2004.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
20 years ago. A lot of laps for Kyle Chisholm. Here's McElrath putting it all together.
He's doing what he does, but you notice Desprez only 2.8 seconds off, and this is the last lap. He's been in a good ride, but you also got to wonder if McElrath, as he starts to inch closer to the championship, if this is just playing it safe.
Checkered flag, SX2 win, and the 2024 SX2 FIM World Supercross Championship is clinched now by Shane McElrath as he wins his 2nd SX2 World Championship here in Abu Dhabi.
What a ride. McElrath has done everything he needed to do right here.
There are 2 more points earning races to go here tonight, but there's not enough points on the table to overtake Shane McElrath. He will be your 2024 SX2 world champion. There's a look at the results. Desperate chased small on the line, and that second place finish might help get him into the super final.
Certainly will. We still have one more race to go, and your top 8 will go to the super final. Nicoletti, 8th in that one.
Kristen, we have a new champion.
Shane, congratulations. You have officially wrapped up the SX2 championship. You're now a 2-time World Supercross champion in the SX2 class. Congratulations. What can you appreciate about your racing at this point in your career?
Man, praise the Lord. It's, yeah, just really all about opportunity. And God brought us together, this Firepower Froth Honda team, Quad Lock, Fly Racing, X-Brand, my mechanic Brody. This has been such a great year, such a long year. And man, I'm just having a blast racing. That was a much better execution on the start for me. And yeah, the track's breaking down a lot. So we got to keep the pressure on. I want to win the overall tonight. I want to be competitive with those 450s. And yeah, praise the Lord. This is what we work for.
And that is something I think we are all looking forward to, that super final, to see how Shane McElrath stacks up against the 450s. Now, speaking of congratulatory runs, Maxime Desprez, 2nd in that GP race. How are you feeling out there tonight? Brutal conditions, but I know you also just wrapped up the French championship in Lyon last week.
Yeah, the track is like in France a little bit. It's a small track, so the start is really important, and I start 2nd. And yeah, I had a good rhythm during the moto, so I'm very happy. And we have again 2 motos, so we have to stay focused. And yeah, I'm happy to finish 2nd.
Good luck as you move towards the 3rd and final SX2 GP race of the night.
Yep, and then super final after that, Kristen. Boy, we've had some good racing so far tonight, Jeff, here in Abu Dhabi. This track has really provided some action.
Yeah, and it's going to get better as the track starts to go away, too.
Let's take a look at the championship points now for SX2. And as we said, there are 2 points-paying races left to go in the 24 season for SX2. We got GP Race 3 and the Super Final, which pay full points, but not enough on the table, Jeff, to overcome Shane McElrath.
No, but look at how tight it is with Cody Schott, Cole Thompson, Enzo Lopes. The battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th. You got to think there's some bonuses in there from their sponsors, their race team, things like that. We still have 2 more points-paying races for those gentlemen.
Here's a look at the highlights, and McElrath did exactly what he had to do, Jeff. He got a great start, got the whole shot, and that was it. Nobody could hang with him. Lopes tried to, but then made the same mistake twice.
Yeah, notice he's down right here. Watched the front end probably going into that turn. That's put him back inside the top 10 a little bit, probably 8th or 9th behind Nicoletti. He would ride to the front, but Desprez, the French rider on the Yamaha, had a great start and was pushed by Cole Thompson the entire race. Colin Park had a great ride also. Lopes gets to the inside of Derek Kelly as he's trying to march his way back to the front. Suzuki rider Kelly put on a good ride too, along with his teammate Kyle Chisholm, but the number 12 was just too much as McElrath takes yet another win here in SX2 in 2024.
Let's take a look at the round points now for SX2. This is the one that sets you up for the super final, and you can see that good run has really paid off for Maxime Desprez.
Yeah, and only about, what is it, 5 or 6 points from right there, Malin in 5th, back to Nicoletti on the outside looking in.
But only
He'll
one
do
behind.
what it takes. Oh, yeah.
Boy, if he can race from the couch to the super final, that'd be pretty impressive. He might race his way right out of retirement.
Right.
Oh, man. Crowd enjoying the action. There's been a lot of it so far, and we expect quite a bit more before we're done. Race number 2, GP number 2 for the WSX category, getting ready to go.
Well, that starting line right there coming up says 52 feet, 16 meters. That is a very short start for these 450s. And they've got to get the whole shot like Savacci took that lead. But this time, not put it on the ground and give away.
Can Freezy double up?
Right.
That's going to be fun to see too.
Yep.
The changes of live even as they get themselves all ready to get going. It's been simple. We'll be up in just a moment. 6 time to start this race.
A time-lapse view of Abu Dhabi, a beautiful city with unique features, and our location for World Supercross Round 4 at Etihad Arena in the Yas Island District. Let's get an update from Kristen.
Quickly, as we look at the starting gate, Gregory Aranda is not lined up. He missed the first GP race. We were curious as to whether or not he had withdrawn simply to rest after that fall in Superpole. However, he has withdrawn for the entire night. He said he's not feeling well and he's not ready to get out there and race.
Oh,
Jeff, he landed very hard on his back.
He did, but he was so fast today. Just, oh, what a bummer for the French rider.
Here's a look at your starting list for race number 2, GP race number 2. Adrien Escoffier is in this one, another one of those fast French riders. Anthony Bourdon as well, the Bud Racing Kawasaki. You think Freezy can double it up here, Jeff, as we take a look at the championship standings?
All he has to do is get a start. That's what any of these riders, just get the start, watch the inside through the whoops, just hit your marks every time. It's going to be very hard to pass.
Which means you got to get a good start. Waiting for the gate drop. Gate drop time, ready to go in Abu Dhabi. Oh, Savatgy with a good start. And Roxon and Tomac part a big pile over the wall jump.
Looks like Matt Moss down.
Yeah, it was Matt Moss. The 9-time Australian champion on the 102 is down. Roxon just in front of Tomac. There's Freezy, and they're all chasing Savatgy at this point.
And the French rider Escoffier just behind Tomac. I believe that's going to put him in. Oh, and Roxon's already moved by, yeah.
And here comes Tomac leaping past Freezy to the inside of the berm corner, and he gets it.
Made that happen quickly right there. They know what's on the line. Tomac trying to inch his way closer to his first ever WSX World Championship.
Well, they also know that Freezy's tough to get around. When he gets a rhythm going, he was awfully quick in GP race number 1. So you got to dispose of him as fast as you can if the door opens.
Yeah, Tomac, he's chasing Roxon right now. Savatgy down again with the lead. That's 2 races in a row.
Jeff, what's causing that with him?
Oh, he's just pushing it too hard, just wanting it too bad, and finding the limit of the tires on that Firepower Honda and how much they can stick to this dirt here inside Etihad Arena. Wow.
So costly for Joey Savatgy. Roxon finds himself out front, and Tomac is coming after him.
Well, Tomac makes a little mistake there at the end of the whoops. Now, Tomac, he's been the guy to beat this entire championship. Roxon, who's your 2-time rated champion, has, even though he's won some races and Super Poles, he feels like he hasn't been at his best yet. He just hasn't been on like he had been the previous season. But right now, you can tell Roxon's riding with a lot of authority and a lot of confidence, and he wants to wrap up 2024 with winning the race here in Abu Dhabi.
Kristen.
Adding to what Jeff was saying, to your point, Ken told me today he just hasn't felt at home on the bike yet this season. The team made some major changes, shocks, suspension, everything you can think of throughout this season. They've been trying different things with the bike, and it just hasn't felt right to him yet. But he did say this is the closest he's felt to home all season long.
Well, that's great. I mean, sometimes you jump on the bike and it's like everything's perfect. Your mechanic says, hey, you need to change anything. Talk to the suspension technician. You want to go any different direction? You're like, no, it's fine. And then other times they try every setting. Fork, shock, engine, ignition, tires, and you just can't get comfortable. It seems like that's where Roxon has been. Now he's in a much more comfortable spot and showing what he can do.
Ken Roxon won the first GP race in Vancouver, the season opener. Jeff, there have been 11 GP races counting this one in WSX, with one more to go tonight. Ken Roxon has only won that first one.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a dry spell for him. And you just wonder right now, too, with Tomac. Tomac's a smart rider. He's won a lot of championships and a lot of races in his career. And you just wonder how far he's going to push this. Does he really want to risk something to try to win race 2 here? Is he really like, okay, I need to protect the world championship points? Like, how comfortable is he out there? Because if he's comfortable, he's going to go for it. If Roczen is able to shake him a little bit and make it hard for him to catch, Tomac may just check up a little bit and play it safe. Uh-oh, Roczen slides out, coming down the turn.
He did.
And when you're behind, you see that happening, right?
With more, here's Kristen.
You mentioned whether or not Eli is going to play it safe. Well, the word that kept coming up in our conversation today, patient. He said, I need to be patient. We're seeing that right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Patience is one thing, Jeff. Passion, ego, determination, those are all other categories that can come into this mix. And we know that Eli Tomac has proven he's got a lot of that because he's a champion multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a multi-time champion because he likes to get second. Right. I mean, as a racer, it's like, you don't care what it is. You want to go out there and win. Taking that checkered flag is what your entire life is about as a racer. Now he's starting to pressure Tomac.
Yeah, he's just started to turn up the heat a little bit, hasn't he? Eli Tomac starting to come after Roczen. Letting Ken know that I'm going to make a run at this thing as this one winds down.
Just a lap and a half left to go.
Roczen trying to get his 8th career race win.
You got to remember, these two riders, they have raced each other for years now. They know each other, know their tendencies, what each one's all about. Roczen has to just sort of block out what's behind him, go back on the other side. He's got to hit his marks perfectly and try to get close, going through the whoops or maybe that couple of rhythm sections just before the finish to try to set up a pass here.
Final lap is underway. Roczen trying to work his way back into the Etihad Arena from outside. Tomac going to try to make a run through the whoops, see if he can close up.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like you can go through the turn right on the guy's rear tire, but then by the time you enter the whoops, you're 2-3 bike lengths behind.
Roczen has really put it all together. He will take GP race number 2 as he lights the candles in WSX here at Etihad Arena. Great victory for Ken Roczen, Jeff, in so many ways, not just in points, but maybe a lot in the confidence and the momentum going into GP race number 3 tonight and then the super final.
Yeah, and think about this, Ralphie. Vince Friese won race 1 earlier. He was 15 seconds off. 1 and 2 were flying that moto.
And it also goes to show you how much Vince put together race number 1. Here's a look at your results. Escoffier, we've talked about him on the Bud Racing Kawasaki, another one of those fast French riders, and Bourdon, they both finish real solid here, a 5th and a 7th respectively, and we go down to Kristen.
Ken, your last GP race win came in Vancouver at the start of the season. This seemed like a far more physically demanding track, trying to get your heart rate regulated now. Where are you at the conclusion of this GP race?
Yeah, it's tough out here. I mean, you got to get a start. It's so hard to pass, and the whoops are actually getting really tricky. You know, they're really hard packed. They're getting super cupped. The races are short yet super intense. You know, everything is turn, jump, so it's definitely not easy. Obviously, me and Eli, we separated ourselves from the field, and I just needed to stay in front of him. You know, like I have to try really hard because he was right on me the whole time. But we got 2 to go, and just gonna try to get a start. Got to get up front. You know, I want to stay out of the danger and the madness that's going on further in the back. That's for sure.
Ken with a flawless GP race win. Well done.
Kristen, 2 very accomplished champions who also have a great deal of respect for each other. Well, the sights and sounds of World Supercross, which has come to Abu Dhabi on this amazing race weekend here in the United Arab Emirates. Taking a look at the fans inside the Etihad Arena. The FIM World Supercross Championship making its second visit here to the United Arab Emirates. And Jeff, here's a look at the bio sheet for Ken Roczen, rider out of Germany, two-time and current champion, and 7 race wins and 4 Super Poles throughout his career so far.
Yeah, here in WSX, he's been pretty good. There's no doubt about that. And won races in America, championships on World Motocross. He's pretty much done it all.
Taking his progressive back Suzuki, the Pipes Motorsports Group entry, back to their pit box.
Yeah, it's a good look at behind the scenes here of what the mechanics and everybody go through. And you got to remember, see the case on the left right there? Each team has 3 travel cases. Their entire team, all 4 riders, goes in 3 cases. It's quite decided.
Here's a look at the highlights. Savachi with the jump, gets the whole shot.
Some other riders not so good.
And Roczen and Tomac were bar to bar for a second through that corner, and they both get around Freezy. And then Savachi.
Oh, that's what happened. There's a rut in that finish line turn right there. And Savachi just got a little bit of his weight to the left and fell down with the lead again. He's going to be kicking himself right now. I do not want to be in that Firepower Honda 10 with Joey Savachi at this moment.
He has seemed a little flustered all weekend, Jeff.
Yeah, but he's been riding so good.
He has. It felt like maybe the confidence was off a little bit on Joey coming into the night. He was showing the speed, and Roczen puts it all together to take GP race number 2. So how about the round points now for WSX? We need the top 8 from WSX and the top 8 from SX2 to go on to Super Final, our final event of the year tonight. It's everybody above that red line. Tomac, you know, Jeff could have locked up the championship in that last race, but he didn't get it done. He's going to have to fight his way through GP race number 3.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. He's in a comfortable position, but it sure feels good to lock it up like McElrath did, because then it's over. You can enjoy the rest of the night. And with the start being as difficult as it is, just a 16-meter start, Tomac still has to stay focused. He's got to go out there and put himself in a good position and not get there in the back of the pack. Everything could change here with just 2 to go.
And inside that crowd, Formula One superstar George Russell, the Mercedes driver, taking in FIM World Supercross tonight. Good luck this weekend, George.
What's up, guys? Chase Shock here. We're going to take a lap around Abu Dhabi. Really short start for us. What section? Another rhythm, 2, 3. Supercross triple. Stadium.
Well, getting ready for SX2 race number 3 coming up, their final GP race of the year. There's adventures everywhere in Abu Dhabi. The Yas Island Circuit, high-speed rides at Ferrari World, water parks, and so much more. We have really enjoyed our time here in the Yas Island. It has been absolutely spectacular, and visiting the United Arab Emirates for the first time and coming to Abu Dhabi, truly been a magical place.
You have been partaking in the food that's here in these wonderful restaurants too. People need to know that.
Oh, do they?
Oh, you.
Thank you.
You like those dinners.
Well, nothing wrong with some good Arabic food, that's for sure.
Especially when somebody else is paying.
That's right.
When the boss is there paying,
Thank
love
you,
that.
Pete, not pro. All right. Here's a look at our start list for the final GP race of SX2.
I got my eye on Phil Nicoletti, old Filthy Phil, they call him back in the States. If he gets inside of this top 8, that's going to be great to have in the super final.
Man,
the couch to the
from
super
the
final.
couch to the super final.
Only about a 16-hour flight to get here.
And then right back out of retirement after that. Phil.
Where's he at? Where is he lined up? Where is the... There he is, 29, center of your screen.
All right, get ready. Gate drop about to come. Here it is. Who's going to get the whole shot? McElrath. The champ is out front. Thompson right behind him. Desprez on the 141.
Ryder Kingsford, the Australian, young Australian, just behind Desprez with a great start for CDR Yamaha.
Yeah, he's on the 21. There he is right there. Blue Yamaha and Chisholm with a good start as well. He's in FIM on one of those Pikes Motorsports Group Suzukis.
A couple of riders went down in the first turn, Ralph. Enzo Lopes, Colin Park, 13th and 14th across the line. I think Garrett Kelly was down also.
And remember,
man,
Park
what a
was
bummer.
in the Super Pole, Jeff.
Yeah, Park and Lopes have been so fast here tonight, but the start here in race 3 has just bit them, and they got their work cut out for them.
Desprez on that 141. The 2021 French SX1 Supercross champion, trying to get himself a win here in an SX2 GP race.
Yeah, with McElrath out front, the way he's been riding, the confidence he has, it's going to be hard for anyone to catch him. He's got his teammate there, Cole Thompson, the Canadian rider, sitting back in second. He's been riding great here again tonight. I think our best race is going to be between second and third here.
Oh! Somebody hitting one of the tuck boxes.
Yeah, the marker got blown out from the triple lane into the whoop section. See it on the left-hand side of the whoops.
So you come back towards it.
Luckily, it landed down in between a couple of the whoops, so really if the riders are skipping the whoops, they'll just go right over it.
That's fun. They had the pink riding gear on the 111, the French rider. He sits in 6th, chasing Chisholm. As you look at Desprez, who's closing in on Thompson about 1.7 seconds in front of him. That's a fight for second between Thompson and Desprez.
Kingsford, the young Australian, he's in 4th. Oh, there's the Nicoletti cam. Set back behind a big group of riders here. We're going to get our running order here, the event points. See Phil Nicoletti, the 29 right there on the Yamaha, is going to be in this super final or not.
Can he go from the couch to the super final?
What a battle we have. Look at Chisholm.
Hey,
Desprez
got around Thompson. He's up to second, and he can see McElrath going the other way as he goes past him. Can Desprez catch McElrath? We're only halfway through this final GP race of the season in SX2.
And look at that, Enzo Lopes there back in 12, Park 14. And that's really going to shake up the points route for that top 8, which makes you get you into the super final here.
Desprez was on the podium with the 3rd overall a year ago, right here at Etihad Arena. He likes this venue.
Well, the French riders are so used to riding tight, small supercross tracks. In America, we would call it an arena cross, so a small arena as opposed to a stadium. But that's the great thing about this World Supercross Championship is we've ridden all different size tracks. I mean, remember how long the start straight was in British Columbia? Well, here, it's like not even a quarter of the length.
Jeff, here's the events points. So where is Phil Nicoletti? Well, let's change it down to the back half. He's in right now. Nicoletti is in by 1, and he's tied with Ryder Kingsford.
Look at that, 29 or 39, 39, and then Bonvea is 37, Kelly 37. It is really close for the top top 8 right here.
Lopes on the 16 was battling with Kelly on the 58. That was a fight for 11th, and Derek Kelly has it for now.
Yeah, Kelly, as you like to say, Ralph, riding with his elbows out a little bit right there.
Getting physical. And Lopes trying to stay with him step for step as they get past another rider out on the track. Kelly was down at the start, got up and got going, and he is sitting in 10th now.
The 16, Vinzo Lopes, the Brazilian rider, doing everything he can to try to get past the American rider, Kelly. He's riding those inside lines.
And that's Viney behind them on the 7.
Tries it again, same spot.
Inside, Lopes gets to drive. Bar to bar, and he's got it by the time they get to the end of the rhythm lane.
I'm going to take a look at those event points once again, Ralph, to see where they're at, because that battle on the bubble, the top 8 is so tight. McElrath, he's in. Thompson, all that.
Nicoletti is in, Jeff. He's in for now.
Malin sets on the bubble. Lopes needs one more to tie.
He's got to get LeBeau.
It's going to be so close.
Lopes trying to catch LeBeau. There's Park. Here's McElrath just lapping through the field.
Park, after such a great start in race 1, by race 3, this Grand Prix is just unraveled for the number 43.
Working the final lap as they come past the mechanics area. McElrath will have won the Super Pole. He won SX2 GP Race 1 and GP Race 2. He has already clinched the 2024 SX2 Championship, and he's on his way to sweeping the night so far. Checkered flag, Shane McElrath again. SX2 GP Race 3 goes to the newly crowned champion.
Just a perfect night so far. Ralph, remember what he said after race 2? He said, I want to go win the final one, the super final. He thinks that on this small track, short start, the way he's riding, when we get the super final here in a couple more races, he thinks he can win it.
There's no doubt in my mind he's going to be a player.
Oh, yeah.
If he gets the start, he is going to wreak havoc for the rest of them chasing it.
And a 250 SX2 rider has never won the super final. All season long. We've had 3 of them so far.
This has been the first year of it, and Kristen, he might be able to pull it off here tonight.
Shane, you have a viable shot at the super final coming up. But SX2 bike has not yet won one. How are you preparing yourself for that chaotic battle?
Get ready for that start. That's really the make or break on this track. So yeah, praise the Lord. That was not as good of a start for me as far as execution wise, but yeah, I'll be putting the emphasis on that for the super final. And praise the Lord, this Firepower Froth Honda team, Quad Lock, Fly Racing X brand, man, we're trying to go out with a bang, and those 450s are going to be tough to beat.
And you're certainly making Yariv Konski, your team principal, very proud, as we spoke with him earlier.
3 super finals so far this year. Best finish for Shane McElrath was a 4th at round 3 in Perth, Australia. Can he win it all here tonight? Stay with us to find out. So who's coming to super final out of the SX2 Championship, you ask? Well, these 8 riders.
Oh,
right
who is
here.
it? Lopes is in.
Filthy Phil's in from the couch to the super final. McElrath, Thompson, Desprez, Park, Schock, Kingsford, Nicoletti, and Lopes all in. And let's take a look at the highlights from GP race number 3 for SX2.
Well, the start, once again, watch, you've got all these riders into one tiny little first turn. Couple riders go down. Derek Kelly, you got Schock once again, held up. Milan held up, but good starts for McElrath. His teammate Thompson out front. Ryder Kingsford had a good start. Well, we had one of those box markers get flipped out. Didn't seem to cause any problems for anyone. French rider Desprez, though, he looked really impressive.
One of the good things when we saw that tough box get knocked out, Jeff, at the last race in Perth, we saw a lot of those box covers get caught up in the bikes. Not this time. We've had a couple of riders make contact with the tough boxes, but those covers have stayed on well here today.
Yeah, they made some changes to how the cover is secured to the box, and it seems to be working out great. Just like how the night is for Shane McElrath, your new SX2 champion.
So Enzo Lopes is going on to the super final, the rider out of Brazil, turned pro in 2018. Just snuck in. He's been dealing with an arm injury throughout the year here, Jeff.
Yeah, he had what I would call a controversial surgery on his forearms for an arm pump, and it almost ended his racing career. And he was able to do some rehab and get those arms fixed, and riding as good as I've ever seen him ride.
Well, the fight for second, third, and fourth in the championship behind Shane McElrath. It's going to come down to the super final in this category.
Yeah, only about, looks like 12 points separating Thompson, Schock, and Lopes.
Super final pays full points just like a GP race would in both categories. So Thompson, Schock, and Lopes are really going to go at it. Firepower Honda and Rick Ware Racing and Team GSM all looking to grab some big championship points. WSX riders are in the gate. Their final GP race of the year set to go. There's Vince Friese, Ken Roczen, Eli Tomac, Savacci. It's going to be a good one. Abu Dhabi and its surrounds contains unique beauty, a city that shines at sunset, the Grand Mosque, and sand dunes, and it is here we are deciding our champions in World Supercross at Etihad Arena.
Well, we got a chance to ride some of those sand dunes.
And we went to the Grand Mosque as well.
Grand Mosque, we have done it all. This is a really cool place to come vacation.
Highly recommend it.
People are super nice, great places to eat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. And what a race week they're having here. Obviously, the FIM World Supercross Championship making its second visit to Abu Dhabi. Our championship finale here tonight, and then this weekend, just across the street at the Yas Marina Circuit, Formula One will conclude their championship for 2024 as well. A lot of activity, a lot of racing excitement in Abu Dhabi and in the United Arab Emirates this week. All right, here we go. The final GP race of the 2024 championship season. WSX GP race number 3 is in the gate. The riders are focused on the gate. Get ready, get set, Abu Dhabi, gate drop. Savacci and Roczen, who's going to get the whole shot? One rider down at the jump.
Was that
and
Luke
it's
Cloud?
Roczen who gets the whole shot.
Oh, that might have been Luke Cloud down.
Tomac coming up, trying to get around. It's Oldenburg that's down, we're told. Oldenburg is down, Mitchell Oldenburg. Savacci holds down second. Here comes Tomac on the 3.
Well, Ralph, these have been the 3 quickest riders throughout this entire championship. Savacci has made mistakes in the earlier races here tonight with the lead. Now's the chance to make up for that. But the problem is he's got Ken Roczen out front. We've got Eli Tomac just behind him.
Well, we know Roczen trying to end the season on a high note here. He might lose the championship ultimately to Tomac and have to hand over that #1 jersey. But Ken would like to at least win the war, win the battle if the war is going to go to Tomac.
Yeah, you got that right. Tomac kind of been patient, as he should be. Be careful in these early laps. Get the feel of it. But he's got a chance to wrap it up here shortly. Wrap up this WSX World Championship, which will be his first. He's got to be smart.
He can clinch it here at the end of GP race number 3. Here's the event points as we look at the top 8 going on to super final out of WSX. And right now in the bubble is Aaron Tanti, who's a fill-in rider here this week. It'd be great for him to show up in Abu Dhabi and make it all the way to the super final.
Yeah, Oldenburg 9th right now in event points. He's on the outside looking in. He's got to make a couple of passes. Oh, Friese.
He's struggling.
Something wrong with Friese.
Yeah, he was really struggling, Jeff, all the way down to 11th.
He might have pulled off, Ralph.
I think he did. I'm not sure what's wrong. There's Luke Cloud. Here's Tomac. Still hasn't gotten around Savacci.
Well, these riders are kind of 1, 2, 3, single file, but I got a feeling that Tomac here, now that his heart rate is up, is going to do what he does. He attacks, especially late in the races. He really starts to, each and every lap, he just takes that intensity dial and just ratchets it up. I don't know if he has to go all the way to 11 on the dial. 7 or 8 may get it done, but we're going to find out here.
Kristen.
Yeah, quick add on Vince. Actually, before the start of this race, I caught up with him. I asked if they were making any adjustments to the bike. They softened up the suspension significantly because the track is starting to deteriorate. He needed a little more movement. But when he came into the pit area, you could tell the bike was stuck in gear. They were able to kick it, move it up, get it back into the gear he needed it in. But guys, a really odd malfunction there for Vince Friese.
Takes Friese out of it.
Boy, these three are just pacing each other, Ralph. Roxon's out front, setting the pace.
Watching Tomac as we reach the halfway point. Here's your top 3 right there. You can see how close they are. Just about a bike length apart from first to second and second to third.
Joey just jumped that triple out of the turn. I'm not sure that if he's done it, I haven't seen it. That's going to be the quickest way. Just right there, wheel to wheel.
Roxon's last overall victory coming a year ago in Australia.
No,
finale there.
Tomac's right there, but it's like, does he have a line, some spot on the track that he feels like he can make the move? There's Friese rolling around, and he's looking down at his bike. Something is wrong with the number 4. Remember, he won race 1, and I believe he was 3rd or 4th in race 2. Problems here, trying to milk it to the finish and still try to get into the super final. Maybe he's got a flat tire.
Not sure.
Problem with the right foot peg or his rear brake. He's looking down to the right side.
Well, here's a look at those round points. He's in 4th right now. This is as they run, so with just a lap, 2 laps to go here in this one,
Tonti's
Friese might make it.
Yeah, Tonti's in with 39. Oldenburg's out with 37. No change yet. Just a couple of laps to go for Oldenburg.
Yeah, he's got to get 2 spots, Jeff. Mitchell Oldenburg, who crashed early in this one.
What a great ride Savatgy's putting in. Just really just trying to stay right on Roxon's rear tire. Just taking all the roost. Watch right here. Watch the roost come up. Bam! Right in the face.
Savatgy putting a good one together here. He struggled in GP race 1 and 2 with mistakes, but he's been pretty much mistake-free so far here, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh! He just went off the track.
So
Savatgy just went off the track in a finish line turn.
The announcer cursed, right? We said he's been mistake-free, and then
he might have missed his rear brake. He might have missed his rear brake going into that turn. See right here.
What a shame again for Joey Savatgy.
But he got back on the track. Still in 3rd, but gave up that 2nd position to Tomac, and that's going to give Roxon a little bit of breathing room here on the.
See what happened to him. 2nd bike in line here.
Oh, and look at that right there where the mechanics there is. Kristen, get out of the way. Wow.
Yeah, he almost landed in her lap. Checkered flag. Ken Roxon gets his 2nd GP race victory of the night here in Abu Dhabi.
He's feeling good. What a nice way to finally find your groove here in the final round.
And Friese's going to limp it across the line. Vince Friese hopefully will get just enough to make it on to the super final. Here's a look at your results.
How about Ryan Brees? Moto Concepts Honda up there in 4th. Good ride. Bourdon.
And I'm impressed with Joey. He fought hard to get himself back into a positive mindset to come back out here in GP race number 3. He was right there on Roxon's tail all the way through it to the very end there. One little mistake puts him back to 3rd. Let's go right down trackside to Kristen Bede, who's ready to talk to our winner.
Ken just telling me now how intense this circuit is. How physically demanding is it out there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I got the whole shot, at least I think I did. And man, I pushed really hard, and those guys were on me the whole time. I felt like I was riding really well, and I couldn't separate myself, really, until the end. I don't know what happened if Joey was right behind me. I was really just trying to focus on keeping up momentum, and it's very tricky. Like, The dirt's really nice, but it is crumbly and it's getting slick. The whoops look like you can just hammer them, but they can bite you real quick. So really focusing on squeezing my legs, keeping the RPMs low, and yeah, just try not to lose the front and or the rear, because as soon as you get outside of the arena, it's obviously a lot warmer outside, so it gets really dry and hard packed. So, man, it's tricky.
How are you navigating that flat track style turn on the outside of the racetrack?
Really just, I try to be somewhat aggressive, but have a lot of throttle control, really almost like let off the brakes really early and just try and roll through the turns, keep up the momentum, and most important is like make all the jumps, like after the whoops at left-hander in 3. It's really difficult because you don't have any run into that 3. The face is getting smaller and smaller. The turn is slightly crumbly, and on top of that, I sometimes swap towards the end, so there's a lot thrown at you.
A super steezy run for Ken Roczen out there.
Roczen will now go get ready for the super final. We'll take a look at the highlights from this final GP3 race of the night, the WSX category. And there's Tomac on the 3, who did not lock up the championship after GP race number 3, so he's going to have to try to do it in the super final. Boy, that is really extending the night for Eli Tomac. I know he was hoping to get it done early, just like Shane McElrath did. Might change his mindset how he approaches the super final here tonight. Meanwhile, Roczen, Savatgy, they'll be going for it in super final for sure, as they've shown lots of speed here so far. Savatgy with the off here, got right back into it, and Ken Roczen takes his second GP victory of the evening here in Abu Dhabi. So here's your round points. Final look at round points for the WSX category. We have our field now set for the super final. Roczen, Tomac, Savatgy, Freezy, Brees, Bourdon, Escoffier, and Oldenburg take their 450s to battle the 250s in super final. Getting ready to go with our last super final of the year. Here's the SX2 Championship standing. Shane McElrath locking up the title there, his second in the SX2 category.
And how about his teammate Cole Thompson, the Canadian rider, setting in second. It's close, though.
It's going to be a great fight to the finish here to see who gets those last couple of spots locked up. And in WSX, as we said, that gate drops. It's all Eli Tomac's championship from here on out.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's just all about executing one last gate drop, not having any big mistakes, anything like that. And I think the real battle is going to be trying to stop Shane McElrath from having a perfect night.
I think it is too. And you know, Jeff, there was a lot of talk about the super final concept when the season began, and everybody was wondering, could a 250 beat a 450 maybe tonight?
Maybe Kristen has the answer.
Maybe. Let's find out. Kristen?
Well, I think there's a chance. They've got a fighting chance. But what I've noticed right now, as they line up on the gate, a lot of these riders either taking their goggles off to breathe for a minute or changing out their goggles, a testament to the physicality and the demands of this racetrack, as many of these riders are sweating through the absorption on their goggles.
Yeah, as we take a look down the starting line here, just before we cut away there, I saw Shane McElrath off of his bike, like jogging in place. See Tomac, calm. There, look at McElrath. He's been so good right off the beginning, and maybe that's his trick right now, is he's got the heart rate up, gate drop, he's ready to go. He's got to be fired up.
Here's your starting lineup for super final. The only time all night the 450s and the 250s match up head-to-head.
Got a good lineup. Everyone knows this is the final gate drop of 2024. They want to leave it all in the table, or all on the table here, try to get their best finish and then wrap up 2024.
16 bikes ready to go. We had 14 bikes earlier, Jeff, in the races. Now we've thrown 2 more because we took 8 out of each.
Yeah, and it looked like Oldenburg's second row start.
Here we go. Watch the gate drop. Super final. Final one for 24. Tomac gets the whole shot. McElrath sits in third. got Savatgy just in front of him.
Roxon's about 5th or so, 4th or 5th possibly.
He's closer than that. He's sitting right there in 4th now. Roxon coming up alongside McElrath. McElrath cuts him off to the corner. Tomac trying to get his first win of the night. He's clinched the championship with the gate drop. Congratulations to the 2024 FIM World Supercross champion in the WSX category, Eli Tomac. There he is, the newly crowned champ.
Well, he's going to be hard to beat with this whole shot. He hasn't got the starts so far earlier today, but boy, he has here tonight, and what a way to cap it off. Roxon, though, he is on rails here tonight. He has been really fast, and he may have something for it. So the question to me is, can Roxon get past McElrath and Savatgy and catch Tomac before this race is over?
Watching the battle for third, remember, Shane McElrath on the 12, the Honda, that is a 250. He is down on power, smaller bike than the 450 that is being ridden, the yellow Suzuki, by Ken Roxon on the Progressive Back Pikes Motorsports Group, number 1.
Oh, Roxon's close, coming through the woods.
Here he comes. He's whipped through that shot. He's got it through the woods. Roxon is now up to 3rd.
Boxed him out in the turn right there, too. I haven't seen any rider be able to stay that close over that little wall jump and make a move into the whoops. That's such a critical passing point. Roxon, watch right here.
Watch him scrub it, Jeff. See how he scrubbed it?
Oh, yeah. He was intent. Plus, I got to say, McElrath left the inside open. He should have been far to the left. Roxon would have had to go around the outside.
He had to know he was there.
Had to.
Now can McElrath counter? We'll see. Here's Freezy on the 4. He's battling with Lopes. And Despre behind him. Despre getting inside. Despre going for it. That's for 7th and 8th position. And 9th and 10th. Here's Freezy on the 4. Trying to get inside of Park. That was for 8th. He's got it.
Well, let's not forget that Schock and Thompson. Oh, Thompson's just got past Schock. And that could make a change in the 250 points.
And don't forget, Freezy had a mechanical problem with his bike in GP race number 3 just moments ago. They got that fixed. He's out here in the super final, and he's in the top 10. Roxon, Tomac, Savatgy, Freezy, that's the round standings right now at WSX. Here's
here
the
comes
2
Lopes.
Thompson with Schock behind him. That is 5th and 6th, and Lopes in 7th.
Well, and the question is where are they at in points? It's so tight between these 3 riders. And then, well, here we go. There's the points.
Schock has it right now. Schock in 4th. McElrath, Thompson, Despre, Park, Lopes back there in 6th. Nicoletti in 7th. And Nicoletti running 13th on the racetrack right now. From the couch to 13th in the super final for old Filthy Phil. Will a top 10 in Abu Dhabi be enough to get Phil to unretire, Jeff?
Oh, I think he may be one and done. He got the call, come here, have a nice vacation in Abu Dhabi, make some money, race his dirt bike. I don't know.
Committing to a full year of racing, another story, right?
Oh, yeah, it's a lot different when you commit to a full championship. Well, what a ride that Thompson put in. Remember, he got past Schock here just a couple laps ago.
There's Savatgy holding off Roxon still as we're halfway through. Remember, super final is longer, Kristen. This is a 12-lap race. Earlier races tonight, the GPs were just 8 laps.
Yeah, and speaking to Shane McElrath and the incredible season he's had, Yariv Konsky told me today he noticed Shane struggled with confidence when he entered the team, and for that reason, they've been reminding him all season long he is a champion. He's been a champion. That has been the word they have used to work him up and build his confidence back to what has now won him a 2nd World Supercross Championship in the SX2 class.
Jeff, it might be hard for some people to understand a rider who's already been crowned a champion. How could they be losing confidence?
Well, yeah, that's tough. It comes and goes. Look at Roxon trying the inside.
He's going to get there. He's got it. Roxon takes away 2nd place.
Wow, and he set that up once again. Same thing, coming out of that turn outside, over that little wall jump, being close enough right here, and just charged it. I mean, he went. he wasn't next to him going into the whoops. He was a bike leak or so behind.
And don't forget, in GP race number 1, Roczen tried that very same move in that same corner on Freezy, and it failed him. And he had to come back.
Oh, Lopes gets into shock.
So Roczen fights through, and Jeff, that pass by Ken Roczen might be enough to lock up the overall for Roczen here tonight.
By 3 points, Ralph. Oh, shock back to the inside. Thompson. What a battle we have between these 3 250 riders.
Shock, Thompson, and Lopes in a row right there. That's 6th, 7th, and 8th. Or 5th, 6th, and 7th, I should say. Tomac, if they stay like this, will win the championship, but he will not win the overall. That will go to Ken Roczen. But we've still got a few laps to go in the 24 season.
Oh, Lopes is trying so hard. He's had a heck of a night. He's been all over the place tonight. But the Brazilian rider, he's just trying to lay it on the line one last time here. Trying to get past Cole Thompson, number 2.
Lopes on the Arby's back, Rick Ware Racing number 16. Trying to find his way around the Honda of Thompson.
And those SX2 points were so tight. Here we go, McElrath. Thompson in second. Despray's right in there also with Shock. 67, so this is the event points.
Oh, Lopes stands up Thompson, takes the spot away. Enzo Lopes moves up to 6th overall.
Well, and I wonder how that's going to affect the overall SX2 championship points, because they were so tight coming to this last super final.
There's Freezy on the 4 just in front of Despray. That's Despray there on the 141. He's in 9th, Freezy's in 8th. Final couple of laps here in Abu Dhabi. Eli Tomac working his way to 1 to go.
Savacci all by himself, so is Tomac out front.
Underway now on the final lap for Eli Tomac. He's won the AMA's 450 Supercross Championship, their premier category, 2 years now. And Eli Tomac, at the end of this lap, will have his first World Championship to go along with the 2 domestic titles in the U.S.
Well, and by executing the whole shot here in this final, super final, he has made life easy on himself to run the perfect race, 4.5-second lead over Roczen.
Eli Tomac to the finish line. He lights the candles in Abu Dhabi with the win in the super final and clinches the 2024 FIM World Supercross WSX Championship. Congratulations, world champ. You know that's going to sound awful good to Eli, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. McElrath, just saw him go by. I believe he was 4th. Big thumbs up. What a season it has been for our 2 champions. Really dominant from the first race to now.
And when you think of the career of Eli Tomac, like all moto racers, Jeff, starting at such a young age, probably 4 or 5 years old when he first swung a leg over a dirt bike and started playing around in the family yard. And now here he is, not only an American champion, but a world champion as well.
Yeah, that's such a great achievement for the veteran rider. And, you know, it's first ballot Hall of Famer, all that, no doubt about it.
No doubt about it. And we go down to Kristen, who's standing by with the newly crowned champ.
Eli Tomac, you are now a World Supercross champion. It's been a long road back to this level of performance. Describe to me the work and sacrifice to get back here.
That's right. I mean, I've just been improving, you know, over these last injuries, the last 2 summers. So, yeah, this was just a really fun global tour here, and being the first time in Abu Dhabi was so neat too. So, feels awesome. Thank you to everyone, the team, Monster Energy, CDR, Star Racing Yamaha. Like I said, this was so fun going to new races and new places, and some great racing tonight. Ken and Joey riding so well, so glad I was able to sneak in one win there at the end.
Eli, have you considered how meaningful it is to take the sport and to take yourself to these countries, allowing fans around the world to witness you racing?
Well, Supercross deserves to be global, and that's all I can say. So, like I said, it's so fun to go to all these new places.
I know the fans have thoroughly enjoyed being able to watch you live and in person. Eli, congratulations on the win here tonight in GP Race 3 and also the championship. We're going to head down the line here and move into Ken Roxon, who's still discussing with Larry Brooks. Ken, it seems as though you found yourself out here tonight in Abu Dhabi. What helped you reassert yourself?
Yeah, I mean, this was a much better weekend for me than the other ones. Still my start, like I cannot get off the gate at all, but my riding was a lot better. We made some tweaks to the bike as well, and yeah, I mean, I won finally 2 main events, and I believe I should have the overall, I believe, right? So it's nice to finish on a high note, for sure.
Congratulations, Ken. We're going to work down this way until we get to Joey Savacci. These guys are still kind of discussing amongst themselves the racing that took place. Joey, not the night you needed, but as a whole, looking back on the season, just a dominant season for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'm happy with how I rode, you know, like I had good speed today, and I felt good, you know. It's just it's just yeah, I threw it away twice in the first 2, you know, was leading, and yeah, just washed it out. But you know, I'm glad to be coming out of here healthy, and you know, I've been gone away from home for almost 2 months, so I'll be able to go home and kind of reset, and yeah, I'm happy. You know, like I said, I would have loved to have made some points up on Ken and maybe get second in the series, but you know, at the end of the day, like the 2 guys next to me are some of the best to ever do it. So it's a pleasure to race against them. I enjoy racing them. It's always clean, good battling, and yeah, I'm pumped to be back.
Joey Savacci, well done, wrapping up the top 3 in the World Supercross class.
Well, Jeff, for Eli Tomac now, he has that World Supercross Championship to go along with those 2 AMA titles. Here's a look at it as this one got underway in the Super Final. McElrath just did not get the start he needed. It's the 4th Super Final win for Eli to add to his stats this year. He sweeps every Super Final of the season in 24.
Yeah, it's fantastic as the night went on. Right here, this is Roxon getting to the inside of McElrath, and we wondered if McElrath could win this thing. The furthest, or the best finish that a SX2 rider had in a Super Final was a 4th, and at one point he was 3rd, but just Savacci, Roxon, Tomac just too strong, and you got to think that McElrath just kind of said, okay, 4th's going to be good enough at this one. I just won the world title. Let's enjoy it and not push it and throw it away. Great battle, though, midway through the pack.
One more stat for you on Tomac. That was his 11th race victory in the 2024 season.
Wow, and we had 16.
Yeah, 11 out of 16. That's
wow.
Not a bad year.
They're pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And in the SX2 Championship, well, it was Shane McElrath.
Was this for the round here?
Yep, this is for the round. He wins the overall. And he wins the championship here tonight. And he won all 3 GP races. And he won the Super Bowl tonight. Outstanding performance by Shane McElrath. Not just here in Abu Dhabi, but all season long. The only one who really gave it to him is Max Anstey at the season opener in Vancouver, where Max was a wild card.
Yeah, Max looked like as that wild card. He was going to start it off. Cody Schock won a race in Perth. I mean, there were riders that were close, but McElrath didn't make the mistakes that the other challengers did.
And without a doubt, Cody Schock was the breakout racer of the year in SX2 category. I think those 2 had a lot of fun watching tonight, probably dreaming about them standing on the top step of the box like this man will here in just a few moments. Eli Tomac, newly crowned champ. And the round points in WSX, that pass that Roxon made at the end there to get second, clinched the overall form,
Yeah,
Jeff.
just what he needed to do. Some good rides there. I mean, I think that 4th and 5th out of Freezy and Breeze for the Moto Concepts team, really impressive. We saw the 2 French riders there, the Bud Racing Kawasaki riders. This is the best they've done all season. Escoffier and Bourdon really came alive here. The French riders like these small tracks.
And it showed here tonight. Tough break for Greg Aranda, though.
Yeah.
We were hoping for more out of him. There's Tomac lighting the candles, the top of the finish line jump.
A lot goes into this World Championship right here, and especially with, you know, Tomac. He's an American rider, rides for Star Racing in America, joined up with CDR, Craig Dack, here to ride the World Championship. A lot of moving parts to make this happen for Eli Tomac, and all that extra effort has been worthwhile.
And Jeff, just to the right of Eli, wearing the gold #1 t-shirt, that's his dad, John, who is a world champion mountain bike racer. So for all these years up until tonight, Eli could say, I was a champ, but Dad John could go, yeah, but I'm a world champ.
Yeah,
not anymore.
Yeah, definitely some good lineage there, and you wonder if one of Tomac's children in another 15, 16, 18 years will have him on a bike somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He'll be universe champ.
Look at those
then.
trophies down there. Those are spectacular, and man, it's so
Really
great
cool.
to get to this point of the championship. And it seems like when you're in the championship, the finish is like it takes forever to get there. But then once you're done, it's like, wow, that seemed like it flew by.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There are the championship trophies, WSX champ, SX2 champ, and the team championship trophy.
Yeah, those points are going to be interesting to see how that shook down. I mean, gotta think Yuriv Konski and that Firepower Honda team, they've racked up a lot of points this season, but their SX or their WSX riders were off this weekend. A lot of changes.
Well, and we heard from Tom Burwell, the CEO of SX Global, the company that runs the FIM World Supercross Championship, that there are more announcements on the way in the near future, very, very near future, we're told.
Yeah, there was
about
a chance
what 25 is going to be shaping up like. Can't wait to confirm all of that. Well,
welcome to
they
the
are
podium
ready to
presentation.
hand out some trophies, so let's go to the podium.
Presenting the round and World Championship trophies tonight is FIM Chief Steward Andreas Kosban. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Team's Cup for the Abu Dhabi GP is Firepower Honda. And your 2024 FIM World Supercross Team World Champion is Firepower Honda. And now for the Abu Dhabi GP SX2 podium. In third place from Rickware Racing, Cody Schock. In second place from Firepower Honda, Cole Thompson. And the SX2 winner of the Abu Dhabi GP from Firepower Honda, Shane McElrath. And now for the Abu Dhabi GP WSX podium In third place, from Firepower Honda, Joey Saface. In second place, from CDR Yamaha, supported by Star Racing, Eli Tomac. And your WSX winner of the Abu Dhabi GP from Pipes Motorsports, Ken Roxon. And now for the SX2 2024 World Championship. In third place, Cole Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, in second place, Cody Schock. And your 2024 SX2 World Champion, Shane McElrath. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, your 2024 SX2 World Champion, Shane McElrath.
Well, that celebration is going to be a good one for Shane and his entire team.
It's got champagne in the eye. Oh, the worst.
Here's a look at those final point standings in the SX2 category.
I mean, look at that. He almost had, what, 25% more points?
And he doesn't get to go home right away. We're all going to get on a plane and go back to the United States, me to North Carolina, which is where Shane is from, but he can't come on my flight. He's got to go to the FIM Awards, which I believe is this weekend.
Right.
He's got to go do that first.
Oh, there it is.
It's
in like the best and the worst feeling.
Ken Roxon. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 WSX World Champion, Eli Tomac. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, put your hands together for our 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please congratulate our 2024 WSX World Champion, Eli Tomac.
Oh, and what a celebration it has been here as we wrap up the 2024 season. Final podium of the year, the FIM World Supercross Championship with Eli Tomac standing atop the standings and on the top step of the podium here tonight. It has been an incredible year from Vancouver, Canada to Perth, Australia, and closing it out in the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi.